Hi Pisces, welcome to your mid-March 2020 Tarot and Astrology reading. Happy birthday to all the Pisces that are late March Pisces. This is for Sun, Moon and Rising. Don't forget that the rising sign often checks in with the astrology the most, and it's good to watch both because you will find a much more complete picture. So Pisces, it's interesting to me that for your season, the card that kept popping out when I was pre-shuffling was the Eight of Swords. And that energy is quite anxious. It's quite nervous. It's quite fearful. And like much suffering that finds itself in your soul, sometimes this can be quite a voluntary energy. It's quite like the Hanged Man, that Piscean Neptune. I must look at things from another perspective, and in order to do so, I probably should suffer for it. You've suffered quite a bit in terms of your heart. Your heart in the last year, likely, and I think more recent than long term. But I think your heart was quite catastrophically broken in many ways by the Saturn-Pluto conjunction that has just put everything into disarray in terms of changing your perspective on the way that you see the world, the way that you love, the way that you command yourself as well. Even the way that you assert yourself. And I think that it is time, Pisces, to embody the magical, mystical energy of the Sun-Neptune conjunction that wants you to know that as hurt as you have been, there is a new chapter unfolding. Nine of Wands, and yet you're so close to giving up on something. It's almost as if you feel like you could not love, you could not try, you could not give something 100% again because you feel that you have given so much of yourself away. But you forget that your heart is quite fluid in terms of love. It is not limited in the way that you might find with a fixed sign when their heart is broken, that they want to shut it off and never love again. At the minute though, you're really tested. You've had very dark night of the soul energy, where you've had to look inward and really examine a few things. And with the Death card, yes, I think you really have transformed. You don't break, you bend, but it doesn't mean you'll always end up the same shape again. You know what I mean? Deep changes. And now it is time for the success. Six of Wands. So, Pisces. Ace of Swords, Ten of Cups, Page of Pentacles, Page of Swords, and the Eight of Wands. And underneath we have the Six of Cups. And then the clarifiers for Eight of Wands are the Page of Cups and the Six of Pentacles. I like it. I particularly love the Six of Cups. This came up in Scorpio's reading as well. So there's the Tower and the Strength card are underneath that. Very interesting. Ooh. Ooh. Well, the past lovers have really, really surprised you when Mercury was retrograde in your sign. But at least, Pisces, it's given you quite a lot of clarity. Particularly on what you deserve. So, let me see. The Ten of Cups in the middle is a good omen. You still, despite the pain, despite the harshness, the harsh realities of being cut out of somebody's life, of hearing news that you really didn't want, of being told something you really didn't want to hear, of feeling something you really didn't want to feel, leading back to the full moon in Gemini in December even, you have begun to build something more sustainable for yourself in terms of this ideal picture. The hope is still there, yet it is a fear as well now. The dream has a tinge of nightmare in it, in the sense that you fear it may not happen. It's like the happily ever after inception. It is so interesting to me to have two pages, one is the positive, one is the challenge, face to face. And yet the positive one, the Page of Pentacles, is looking away from the Page of Swords because he is minding his own business. He's doing his own thing. And I think that there is a lot of people, possibly colleagues, possibly siblings, possibly old friends, but there are a lot of people that want to tell you just what you're doing wrong. And it's not the people lovingly advising you, because a Page of Pentacles would give you advice. The Page of Swords more so is about people that are cutting you with their tongues, their remarks. But you, Pisces, have in some ways cut your teeth on this type of person. You, in some ways, in fact, beg your pardon, we actually have 3 pages here. I did this in Capricorns as well. The Page of Cups just seems to slip away from me sometimes. I really don't know why. But it's because these two are going head to head. I understand now. Your career and your adversaries are they're conflicted. They're not quite at ease with each other, and this is why I sense that maybe some of your challenges lie within the workplace, with workplace gossip, with people trying to provoke you, negatively get your attention. But I think with Pisces, oftentimes you rarely try to provoke, you more try to get in their head. You more try to wound them emotionally rather than antagonize them the way that you would an Aries. I notice it with myself because I'm a Pisces rising, and the way other people try to provoke me is very different to the way I see them try to provoke other people. It is more a desire to subtly wound rather than be aggressive. You see what I mean? And I think, Pisces, for some of you, this is actually a good thing, because it is teaching you with the Ace of Swords how to verbalize your disdain in a way that is still graceful, that is still well-mannered. You are sticking up for yourself in a way that I think you probably haven't done before 2020. And while I'm not saying you haven't always stuck up for yourself, I'm saying that you're sticking up for yourself differently, in a way that is making this energy feel quite ignored. And for some of you, it could be an ex. I think there's a lot of people trying to get your attention. And I'm drawn to the Six of Cups in the Tower, thinking somebody trying to get your attention is trying very, very hard. Possibly a Leo. But it could be an Aries. I think somebody is trying very, very hard. Six of Cups, the Tower, the Strength card, the Five of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. There is someone in your life, Pisces, be it past, be it recent past, long past, feels exceptionally remorseful over the way things went. They saw you. I sense this was maybe quite, not necessarily an abusive relationship, but there was certainly a sense that one was the lion and one was the lady. One was aggressive and unruly, and the other one was patient and kind. I imagine it was you that was patient and kind. They regret very much how they treated you, and they possibly want back in with another chance. And I don't say that lightly, to be honest, but somebody, yeah, the cards really want to say that. Five of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. Someone is very much out in the cold with you and really wants to be back in. So I think that this energy is quite unexpected more than anything else. I also sense with the Eight of Wands, the Page of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles that romantic energy is taking off really quite quickly as we get into Aries season. And it's actually really nice. It's reciprocal romantic energy. Pisces, sometimes you can fall in love with a person before they've even evaluated the situation. Do you know what I mean? A lot of the time it's falling in love with an idea. It's that I'm convinced that somebody who writes for Ariana Grande is a Pisces. If you've ever heard the song In My Head, it makes me think of Pisces. And I often look at her aesthetic and things and think, I feel like you want to be a Pisces. I'm not quite sure what it is in her chart or who's writing for her, but the In My Head song of painted a picture, I thought I drew you well, I've got a habit of seeing what isn't there, is so Pisces. But what's amazing about this, and what is so amazing about this, and don't get me wrong, I'm not bashing you in whatsoever way, because I think I love Piscean energy, obviously. What is so magical about this is that it's as if you finally have a way of holding on to the dream and yet being more discerning about how you get it. Do you know what I mean? I think you do. 8 of Wands, Page of Cups. Love is coming in for those of you that are single, and for those of you that are involved in a relationship. Your communication is improving, provided you guys can just be less provoked by the outside world's anxiety-driven ways. It's as if you need to be in your own space at the moment with a partner, looking after each other, learning how to care for each other. Simple acts of service, simple ways of showing how you care. For some of you, I think that the old love can be revisited. And again, I think with the level of discernment you now have, you will be able to decipher who is a possibility and who is just unhealthy. You'll be able to know the difference. Do you know what I mean? Because sometimes relationships can go unhealthy because two people are in the wrong place. But again, use your discernment there, because I think for a lot of you that are not intending to go back to some unhealthy union, there is love that comes in with the Page of Cups. And with the 6 of Pentacles, I think it's a very healthy dynamic. I think there is reciprocity, there is give and take, there is an amicable kind of feeling. But it takes off quite quickly, because I think you guys recognize each other. 2 of Wands, it takes off very quickly. You recognize that you want to be in a partnership, both of you, and you want to go on the same path together. And love is always going to be 2 people looking in the same direction. King of Pentacles. I imagine it's probably an earth sign. A Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn, but it doesn't have to be. It could be someone you meet through work, someone involved in finance, somebody who's very calm, very reasoned, very kind, very well put together, very smart, someone that has probably themselves been, with the 7 of Swords and the 8 of Swords, deceived quite a bit. And they understand that and they value it, Pisces. And do you know, I think 4 of Cups, 6 of Wands, I think provided you don't ignore your hobbies, your passions, your interests, the things that you love, this is a very healthy union. You have a tendency to lose yourself in love. And I think what's brilliant about the King of Pentacles is that whomever it is, whatever sign they are, it is somebody who is very reasonable and who will not let you forget your goals and your ambitions, and who will be there for you when you are at your most dreamy and could use a little bit of a reminder to pay your bills, or, you know, whatever the mundane stuff is. Very healthy. Very healthy. And do you know, Pisces, I think in 2020, for the first time, you will appreciate healthy love more so than anything else. And you will continue to assert yourselves assert yourself. You do not necessarily know 100% career-wise what's happening, what's going on, but you're making steps towards figuring that out. And you will, as you grow stronger in your sense of self, you will have more collaborators, people that want to contribute to your vision, to help you out, to build connections, to show you where to go. And you will make it to this King of Pentacles point if this represents your career moves. Baby steps. I love you, Pisces. Take care. Bye.